This conference will now be recorded.
Anyone has any questions, please let me know. So I was explaining you what is meant by an EC2 instance. We launch EC2 instance, a Windows system with the user data. Without user data, I pasted it. Okay, I explain you metadata URL. Okay, how it is common. We'll go and launch a Linux system, but any questions anyone has? Online people, is it clear? Fine. So, and I also changed the volume from 20 GB, I change it to for 30 GB. Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I click one shot, it should be, it went and changed it. And I don't require any kind of a concept called as rebooting a system. And only when do you require a reboot? When do you okay. Hmm. Okay, when do you require a reboot? When you change the RAM and CPU code, instance T2.micro, T2.nano, you want to change it, you require it. Today I'm going to launch a Linux system. Anyone has any questions? I don't want silence. If you have any questions, please ask me. If you don't have any questions, say you acknowledge it, you don't have any questions. I'm going to continue further. EC2 instance is a region based. EC2 instance is a region based. So whenever you're creating any server, that server gets created in a specific region. Don't expect, like a lot of people expect this one. Sir, what happens if the region is not working? AWS will take care. No, AWS will not take care. If there is any problem in the region, there is a service level agreement AWS is providing for you, but you have to design in a proper way. Even if the region is not working, it has to work for it. That is the reason our next classes would be on load balancer. Is it clear? So let's go and launch a Linux system. No difference between launching a Windows system and Linux system. Go and select a region. Okay, go and select a region, and now you launch a server. I would like to launch a Linux system, launch EC2 instance, same procedure, same content, everything. I'm just going and creating a dummy Linux system, and I'll help you. How do you log in? What do you install? How do you configure all these things? But you go and click on, I want to go and launch a Linux system. Line, okay,
Please share
Linux
screen share.
server demo. Yes, sir.
स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं, स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रहा है.
Screen share. Is it the same or I share
No,
my
we are
screen?
able to see. We are
Yeah,
able
I
to
think
see you.
there is some problem from your side. Please check it out. Okay, then you go back and select your operating system. What is the operating system? Amazon Linux. What are the Linux flavors? One, Mac, okay, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Susan. Even Mac is also developed in Liner, internal Linux. It's a separate operating system, but it is completely internal. You select your Linux AMI image. Okay, you go and select your image, and there are certain things maybe it is important for you to learn. Let's go and write it down. Well, I'm selecting what is a AMI Linux 2.0 AMI. Okay, right, fine. Now we created a Windows system. C drive, D drive. C drive contains what? C drive is called as root drive. C drive contains what? Huh? Good. What is that C drive contains? What is the significance of C drive? What
Program
data? D
file.
drive also has a data. C drive has operating system files, C program files, C system 32 files, operating system files. That is the reason C drive is called as a root drive, which contains operating system files. Here also in Linux operating system, you created a C drive, D drive. C drive is EBS volume or instance type volume. Which one should be C drive? So if you clearly come up and say, if you see, when you go for a C drive, root drive, is it instance store or EBS? Okay, root device type. If you see here very neatly, what is the
EBS.
meaning? It's clearly saying, what is that? Root device type is equal to EBS. So keep it in your mind. Okay, whichever you select, you have it. And please write it down. We know I'm selecting an AMI. AMI ID is equal to this one, right? AMI ID is equal to this one. What is this one? AWS EC2 is all about what? Virtualization. So what are the types of virtualization in AWS? You have it. Please write it down. There are two types of virtualizations are there. You have two types of virtualizations are there. HVM first one, and the second one is para virtualization. Okay, HVM and para virtualization. Sir, what is this para virtualization and HVM? Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. What is the meaning of virtualization, sir? What is the meaning of virtualization? I said you. Yes, it does not exist physically, right? But virtually it exists. So if there is, see, think about like this one. I am not physically exist. So think about it. I am not physically exist. I am not physically exist. Then what is the meaning of Kumar is sleeping? Is it making any sense? I am physically does not exist. And Kumar is sleeping. In the same way, I am server is not physically exist. But virtual machine, can you reboot? Reboots, it takes 2 or 3 minutes. Why, sir? Virtual server itself does not exist. Then what is the meaning of reboot? So what they have done to change the mechanisms of reboot. In the olden days, you have something called as para virtualization. What is para virtualization? It is an old, write it down. It is an old virtualization where bootstrapping process takes lot of time. Means when you reboot the system, it will take 5 to 7 minutes to reboot. Virtual machine means when you start the system, it will load the RAM and everything, right? So the way at which it is rebooting, bootstrapping, okay, bootstrapping, BOOTST, bootstrapping procedure is very slow. When you reboot a virtual system, it will take 5 to 7 minutes. Is it clear, right? It has to disconnect from the network and then connect it. All those kind of hangama is there in para virtualization. Very old one. So that is the reason AWS recommend everyone to use, what is that? HVM. Write it down. HVM. I think it is hardware virtualization. HVM full form. Hardware virtualization. What is this one? It is very fast in bootstrapping and it is very latest. HVM, hardware virtualization. Just go for virtualization. Actual people can call it as hardware virtualization. HVM, if you go back and see, right, I'll show you. It's actually something is related to hardware. Internally, they change their hardware. Hardware virtual machine, as basically what something is there. Yeah. So if you see para virtualization and hardware virtual machine, okay, hardware level they changed it, HVM. Okay, the difference is, this is the difference actually. Okay, you have a lot of disadvantages, sir, in para virtualization. It's not recommended right now for you. I don't recommend you. So you have a para virtualization and HVM. Everything HVM recommends. Is it clear, right? We'll talk about para virtualization if you want para virtualization. So understood, right? Two types of virtual machines are there. What is this ENA? You have little bit more advanced ENI, elastic network interface, right? Like that one, you have little bit more advanced, more bandwidth, more capability. ENI, all these things, ENI is. What is that? Enable, enhance networking. Is it clear, right? So when you enable this one, you get a little bit more bandwidth, more capacity, all these kind of things are there. So very, very good. Actually, it is nothing but EC2 provides enhanced network capability through ENA, elastic network adapter. So that is already enabled in this hardware. So that is the reason it is going and providing you. So you know image ID, you know virtualization, you know ENA, and you know what is that? Root drive. I can select it and it is present in what layer? Free tier. I'm selecting free tier. Nothing, sir. Select Linux system is nothing but in generally 99.99% of the production system in Linux system are in console way. What is console? This is GUI. If I want to create a folder, what do you do? What do you do? This is graphicals, right? Right click and then what do you do? This is graphical way. Linux operating system is completely like this.
Command.
Command line. It will be like this. When you log in, it will be like this one. You will type lot of what is that? You will type what are those things? You will type what are those things? Commands. Linux is full and full and full of commands. Is it clear, right? So command line. So we'll go for it. So because it is not have any graphics, it can be loaded with very less RAM. That is the reason containers is full of Linux. Okay, so I am selecting t2.micro, which is much more enough. Key pair, either create a new key pair, or I am providing a new key, or I am providing an existing key pair. Networking settings, you are the owner. Go and select your network VPC, 8 AM batch, public subnet, private subnet. I am selecting, what is this one? Public subnet. Wantedly, I forgot to enable, what is this one? Public IP address I'm making disable. So public IP address will not assign. Why I am doing? I'll explain you elastic IP address today. Okay, I'm selecting. Let us go and create a new security group. Write it down. As I mentioned you, to connect to Linux system, what did I say? To connect to Linux system, what port number and protocol should be enabled? Huh?
SSH and
Yes,
80.
22.
I mentioned very clearly SSH with port number 22.
22.
Okay, write it down. For Linux to be created, if you want to connect to Linux, it is port number. It's basically this is a Linux server and you want to connect to this Linux system. You need to protocol is SSH and what is that? Port number is 22. If this is not open, you cannot connect. So when you select it, it is automatically selecting what is that? What is the protocol? What is the protocol?
22.
SSH.
22.
And what's the port number? 22 port number is open to anywhere, you, me, anything, you can mention it. You are the owner. Now, if you go into advanced networking, do you want Ethernet card? Everything is taken care by AWS. I don't care. What is the storage? 8 GB is the storage I'm selecting. You go back into the system. You want to change any properties of this systems, enable, disable, whatever, you are the owner. You have a user data. You can paste a user data. Yes or no? You can paste a user data, very powerful user data. I pasted yesterday and only one button. I want to create one server. And then what do you have? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Done. Same. Linux system launches very fast. Why? No graphical interface which is loaded in the RAM. So with less RAM only you can start your system. Windows operating system takes 3 minutes or 3 minutes of time or 4 minutes to log in. Linux operating system will be running maximum 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes maximum. Okay, or less than it also. So I created an instance, got created, a Linux systems created. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 minutes to go and I am ready to log in, right? So before you run to log in, always remember, so let's keep it in your mind. What's the difference between, I think, how do I explain you? Okay, I'll explain you like this one. Okay, so this is your, what is that, sir? You created one Linux system 18.1.1.1 public IP address. You opened what port number? 22 open. Where are you present? I am in Hyderabad. I have my laptop. This is my laptop. Now I want to, and my laptop is, what is that? Both Windows and Linux are friends. Both are completely enemy. Okay, Windows and Linux is like India and Pakistan. Okay, they don't like each other, as an example. Okay, so Windows, now the problem here is, if you have created one EC2 instance, which is, what is that? What is that? Windows. Now from Windows to Windows, how are you connecting? How did you connect it to Windows system? Using what? Don't forget, sir, these are basics. How did I connect to a Windows system? What are you doing on a daily basis, guys? Okay, what are you doing on a daily basis? Okay,
Remote desktop. Yeah.
Windows
C3.
works with, what is that? RDP.
RDP.
RDP is a software which is inbuilt present in which systems? All the Windows, because you are connecting from one system to another system. Built in, what is there? RDP is automatically installed. In my laptop, where is that? There is no need for you to install. From Windows 95, it is by default installed. You click on it and you click on RDP, remote desktop connection. This is what which will help you to connect. It is by default present. From Windows to Windows, you are using, what is that? RDP. Then how about a Windows to Linux? Both the people don't like. So what you need to do, in your laptop, you need to install, what is that?
SSH.
Clients. What is a very famous SSH clients which are freely available? That is Putty. I am going to use coloring one, which is, what is that? Lot of tools are there. Maybe is there, XOB is there. Lot of tools. Whichever tools you want to go for it, you can go for it. But number one in the world, which is very lightweight control, is Putty. But there are other tools which came into picture, which is very drag and drop capability is very good. So Putty, or what is that? Excel. You need to install in this laptop. Then this software will help you to connect to Linux system. Just install Excel or Putty in your laptop. I recommend you Excel. Why? Because it is coloring and it is available for free. It is a third party. I downloaded, I installed it. So you created a server and you require, if you want to connect to X server from your laptop, which is having, what is that? Windows. Then how do you connect it? Using Putty and or Excel, anything. So let me see, my system is ready. My system is ready, 2 by 2. Okay. And what is my port? See, what did I forgot? Public IP address is what? I forgot. Man, what is this, man? What is the meaning of forgot? Then how do you log in? As I said you also have one concept called as elastic IP address. What is the difference between a public IP address and elastic IP address? Elastic IP address is a static IP address. That means if you shut down this system, IP address will not change. It is fixed in your account. You will get a better idea when I go for Route 53. So let's go back here. And I want, if you go simply below, and what is this one? Elastic IP address, select elastic IP address, allocate a new elastic IP address, and just click on allocate. So AWS will provide you one static public IP address. He provided one public IP address, and I want to attach this public IP address. I want to associate to EC2 instance. My EC2 instance, I am selecting instance. I click on it, and which is the server which is running? Linux system which is running. I'll click on it and done. So that particular EC2 instance is now attached with this public IP address. If you select this one, now it is assigned. I'll copy this IP address, then open. How do I connect? What is that? Excel. Okay. So Linux operating system, if you talk about a Windows operating system, let's talk about it. Okay. This is Windows system. Wait a minute. Okay. This is Windows system. And in my laptop also, what do you have? Windows system. Both the people you want to connect it. In generally, Windows operating system, how do you connect it? Mandatory, you require, what is that? In Windows, mandatory, what do you require? This is what you require. But in Linux operating system, If this is a Linux operating system, there are multiple ways to log in. One way mandatory is to you require what is that? Username and password one way, but in Linux operating system, it also supports what is that? Or in bracket. Okay, in Linux operating system, you can log in with username and certificate also. Did we provided a key pair? That key pair is a password. Is it clear, right? So in Linux operating system, by default, username and password mode is what is that? Disabled for security reason. You can go, if you're a Linux admin, go to ssh.config and just enable, then you can go and use username and password. The recommendation way is what is that? Username and certificate. So it is there. So this is my computer name. I'll copy this one. I'll go and open what is the software I installed. What is that? Excel. I'll go and click on Excel. And what is this server name? What I will do, I'll go and click on plus. This is a Linux Kumar server. And what is the computer name? The computer name is this IP address. And how do you connect to the Linux system? Port number 22, SSH protocol. And where is the username and password, sir? How do I get the username and password? You go and select this server and click on what is this one? Click on connect. It's clearly saying use what is that? Putty or Excel. And what is the username? Username is this one. And the password is what is that? The key pair name. The key pair name. The key pair inside the key pair. How do you get it? Go into this authentication. Click on authentication. Username is what is that? EC2-user. What is the password? We don't have any password, but I have a certificate. What is that? Public key. And just upload that certificate. When you go and click on it, browse it and provide your key pair name. And the key pair name will appear. And the key pair name is what is that? All server PEM. I click on OK. Username, password, computer name, everything I provided. 22 port number is open. Click on connect. Welcome to a Linux AWS server. That's it. Now a Linux system is there. Now the beauty of Excel, which I personally like from Putty, is I can increase my font anytime. I am in Linux. This is Linux. Okay, yes, sir. Free, sir. Excel is free. Just register with your email ID. It is free. Now you want to do what is that in Linux? Now, sir, I am an administrator. Do whatever you want. Sudo -s. Now you need to know the Linux, sir. Linux AWS Kelly Technologies will provide you trainings on Linux. And you can go to my material. There are 3 books which are I pasted in, 4 books which I pasted in Linux, including my own book, old book, 2015-14 book. Go and check it out. It starts with Kumar. But I don't know how many people will understand. It's a 6th flavor. That means I explained you about Ubuntu, CentOS, okay, Red Hat, 6 versions kind of a thing. But you need to know 100 commands. All the 100 commands I pasted it. There is another book where in OneNote I pasted all the Linux commands what you need to learn. Please learn these things. So now I am the owner of this one. Sir, then what do you want to do? You are the owner. Sir, I want to install Apache. All these things are one-line commands now, right now. That's it. Apache gets installed. Is it clear? You are the owner now. What do you want to do? You can do it. Sir, metadata is yesterday we clicked on it. Is it same or not? I don't believe you, sir. Now go for it. Let's go for it. What is the command? Any Linux guys here? Who is that? Yes, sir. What is the command for if I want to go for HTTP? I want to get the response from HTTP in Linux. How do I get it? Okay. Then what is that link?
Test.
It is asking, do you want what is that? Dynamic or metadata or user data? I want metadata. So I'll go back and see class. What is that? What is that it is asking? Same? Yes or no? You are the same thing. You are the owner. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Now that the Linux system is coming into picture, you can go and work on it. Whatever you want to work on it, just work on it. Okay, I was pretty good in Linux operating system. Go back and check my books. A very book. It's not my book, sir. I copied from multiple authors. Okay, especially when I was in US, I got an opportunity in basically I was basically in Ohio. I got a very big library. I think it's the biggest library in my entire life. So there were like 1,600 books on Linux. So I got an opportunity to work there, sit there, understand everything. I copied that content, this content, this content, this content, and created a book. 2014 book. Now I think it is, but go and check it out. It's very important. Everyone should become an expert in Linux operating system. At least you require 120 commands. 120 is too high, but as an example, if you are very good in Linux with shell scripting, pretty good. Linux system is there. I created. Now, what do you want to work on it? Please work on it. Run it. Make it installation port number 80. Apply it. What the hell you want to do it? Do it. Is it clear? Any questions? Anyone has it? And Linux operating system in AWS is completely free. 8 GB only they are providing for it. You can increase it, but a Linux operating system you created, you should get the most minimum amount of money in on a monthly basis. No license is there. Is it clear, sir? Anyone has any questions? Your server, AWS EC2 is IaaS. Keep it in your mind. Infrastructure as a service. AWS is taking care of infrastructure, and then you need to install what the hell you want to install. You need to take care about these things. Clear, guys? Anyone has any questions? What is a Windows system? How do you log into Linux system? Please go for it. Please go do it. Okay, please go for do it, create it, work on it, and keep it ready so that it will be very easy for you to work on it. Linux operating system. Anyone has any questions? So hope we created a Windows and Linux system. We understood the volumes. We installed the software. We made port number 80 and made HTTP from outside anywhere in the world. We are able to click on one table. I can mention something like, have you seen yesterday? I exposed my like a website. Clear? Everything seems to be clear. If this is clear, I want to end EC2 instance by going through each and every property. It's a good important time right now. Before I go for it, let's go. Okay, let us go and talk about something. What are the things I created? And you have lot of properties of this server. I mentioned you what is this one. You select this one. What is this entire below details is called as metadata, all the things, which volumes you are using, what is that one, which subnet, public subnet, private subnet, whatever you have it in your things. Now what is this status check? What is the meaning of status check? Status check means whether your system is working fine or not. 2x2 checks. This one is a status check, whether it is working or not. I will not talk about monitoring right now. Monitoring means CloudWatch, where it is automatically providing you some metrics called as CPU percentage, RAM, and all these things it is providing you. We will talk about this server is busy or not. He will come up and say the CPU percentage is very high. How do you know? You go and click on it, it will provide you the CPU percentage every 5 minutes. We'll talk about this is called as a separate AWS service called as CloudWatch. Fine. So, and then you have certain properties. Right click on this one. You have lot of properties, sir. Do you want to stop? You want to reboot? You want to terminate? System properties. You want to edit any tags? Okay. You want to assign an IAM role? We'll talk about this IAM role in IAM. Do you want to change the termination protection, view or change user data, shutdown behavior? Okay. Then you can go for system log. Whether that system worked successfully, is it launched successfully? How do you know? You click on it, right? It will go and provide you the last logs of the system. Bootstrapping logs, what went, what is happening, and all these things it will go and provide you. Is it clear? So right click on this one. You have all those kind of options. Then you have we'll talk about screenshot, not required some of the things, but we'll talk about. Is it clear? I am done with this server, then you can go right click, then you can right click, and then what you can do, either you can stop it or terminate it. Let's keep it like this one. Let's go and talk about the detailed information. What are the things which we completed? So any questions on tags? Is it clear? Any questions on tags? How many tags I can add? 50 tags I can add. Okay, key and a value kind of of 50. Why are you adding 50 tags? For more filtering. Is it clear, right? That is there. Second one, any questions on AMI? Any questions on AMI? AWS has provided, what is that? AMIs, AWS AMIs. No, sir, I don't want to use AWS AMI. I want OpenVPN. Then browse another customer's AMI. Like this guy is working in a SAP company. He is working on Oracle. They will also created SAP image, Oracle image, and they will keep it here. So that you can use them. Is it clear, right? You can use them. Third party, you call it as third party softwares. Is it clear? Any questions anyone has? So you can browse your AMIs. You can select your AMIs, not only AWS AMI, but you can use any AMI. All the properties you know, AMI ID, virtualization, ENA, root device, everything you know about it. Okay, fine. Instance type. Now please write it down. Very, very, very important. These people, where do they do, man? All these things, nonsense things. EBS optimization, where did they kept it? Okay. The UI only these people, idiot people, have changed it. That's wrong. So anyone has any questions? Instance type, family, number of CPU cores. Okay, memory in what is that? GIB, not GB, GIB. 1 GIB is equal to how much? What did I say to you? 1 GB is equal to how many MB? 1024. 1 GIB? Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
1024.
Okay, it is 1070 point something is there. Yeah, 1 GIB to, yeah, 1074.70, let's 73 point something like this is the one. So GIB, storage, okay, storage type, you know, network performance. If you select a system 1 CPU core with 1 GB RAM, what is the network performance? Normal. But if you go and specify, sir, I need a bigger system, you go for a bigger system. We will talk about this one. This idiot had changed something here, which is very bad, which I don't like. Please write it down. Please write it down. One topic is there, very, very, very important. EBS optimization. EBS optimization. EBS optimization. Where is this? People have changed it, man. Did they change anything here? Let me go and click control find. The UI got changed very recently. EBS. Nah, bad, very bad. Okay, EBS optimization. So I'm talking about EBS. Okay, optimization in AWS. Okay, what is this EBS optimization? Let me explain you what is EBS optimization in a proper way. In a proper way, sir. Sir, what is meant by IOPS? I said to you, what is the meaning of IOPS? If I increase my IOPS, IOPS will be present where? IOPS concept is coming where?
Input, output.
IOPS concept came where? Which topic in AWS EC2? That's the reason. Please study, sir. Don't be IOPS. IOPS I told when I am explaining which topic? EBS volumes. Volume means what? Storage. So I'll explain you in a very simple way. It's very easy. A lot of people don't understand it. Sir, let us take an example. Just it's only for fun. This is a water tank and you have water here. And this is a water tank here, right? I want to move this is water tank X and this is water tank Y. I want to move a water from X to Y. What do I require? You require a motor. You purchase one motor, yes or no? You purchase one motor. Now you see, sir, what did I purchase? I purchased this motor. Motor is having a capability of, what is that? What is the meaning? What is this one? 1000 liters per second means what? What is it will do? It can suck 1000 liter in a second. Is it clear? Very good, sir. Now you provided. Now the motor is provided here. Now the motor is going for it. Okay, very good. Now you on the motor. It was shocking for you. The water here is coming only. What is that? What is the reason, sir? What would be the reason? Your motor power is, what is that? 1000 liters per second. But if you see, it is only, what is that? 100 liters per second. Why? Okay. The answer is very simple. What is the thickness of your pipe? If your pipe is this much thin, will it suck more water? So if you go back and see, the pipeline here is so thin, that is the reason it is only able to suck. Yes or no? You will see the same problem in AWS. Do you remember what is the meaning I said you? In AWS, you have compute server here. Yes or no? You have a compute server here, and I told you you have storage server here, and I also provided SAN and NAS, and you forgot. I provided a homework. What did you do? Then you have a, what is this one? Storage box. Let us take an example. You have a C drive which is 50 GB. This is a C drive which is how much GB, sir? 50 GB. And what did you provided? 50 GB C drive means, what is this? What is this in AWS? This 50 means what? 50? 50 storage. In storage AWS we call it as what?
EBS.
EBS volume. In this EBS volume only, I mentioned my basically this system is how much IOPS? 15,000 IOPS means it, if you provide 15,000 inputs, it can process in 1 second and give it to you. The problem here is this is your 1 GB of RAM, yes or no? And 1 CPU core system is there. Yes, and storage is this one, yes or no? How these two things are connected in AWS? How these two are connected? One computer and another computer is connected with cables. Now what is this one? It is a cable. Cable speed is 10 Mbps per second. Now tell me what will happen. What will happen? You go see, what is this IOPS? 15,000. You give me 15,000, I'll do it in 1 second and give it to you. But the problem here is, what is the cable's internet what bandwidth? 10 Mbps. Whatever you do, it will pass it how much? 10 Mbps only. It will get some 100 or 200 or 300 IOPS. It is waste. 15,000 IOPS is waste. So what should I do? You need to change the cable. So you go to North Virginia. Where is my cable? Let's pull the cable. You will do it like that. Do you have any control to North Virginia, going to North Virginia and changing the cable? No, right? That is the reason there is an option called as EBS optimization. What is EBS optimization? So EBS optimization you need to enable. When you enable EBS optimization, what AWS will do? What AWS will do? What is this IOPS you provided? 15,000. 15,000. Array, he is selecting a storage which is 15,000 IOPS. For 15,000 to run, what is the cable you need to do? Automatically gets changes. So you get additional dedicated bandwidth to run 15th ion IOPS, especially when you select provision IOPS. That is the reason why you have read this one. What is EBS optimize? Huh? AWS will do it. I don't do it anything. You need, but you need to make sure your EC2 instance is EBS optimization is equal to enable. So you go for it. An EBS optimization instance uses optimized configuration and provides additional dedicated capacity for input. This optimization provides best performance for your EBS volume by minimizing the contacting between EBS IOPS and traffic from your instance. And what is that one? Then you have lot of SLAs, blah 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 is there. It is very fast. You get a dedicated. You go and change it to 64,000 IOPS. You will automatically get a cable which is 1 TB per second. Is it clear, right? So those kind of things are there for this one. So you need to select EBS optimization. I'm not able to see the EBS optimization actually. EBS optimization is available here actually. If you go back and see, let's see. I would like to go and click on see here, sir. If you see here, please let me know. I'll select this one. Let's see. When I select this one, anything in the network gets changes. Let's see. Control find. Again, I'll go and click on EBS. But you have EBS optimization. I don't know. It should be present here actually, but I'm not able to see, sir. These things are, I just want quick. Okay. Maybe I would like to go for Amis. That is fine. Back. Shit, man. Okay, here is what we'll get it. Let's see. Last chance. Let's see. Okay. Okay, see here, sir. Let's take an example of when you go, if you see here, if you select this server, what is happening right now? You get how much? 192 CPU cores with, and the bandwidth between your storage and server is 50 GB per second. Means it's not a joke. 50 GB of data can be sent interact with 1 second. That is the reason your storage can perform IOPS more, right? So based on that, you will get your bandwidth, and the cost is also, they've explained you what is the cost you will get it. But this is network performance where you get a dedicated bandwidth. Is it clear, right? Anyone has any questions? So you know what is meant by an EBS optimization. You know the correlation between EBS optimization and IOPS, like a well versus a pump. Is it clear? Very important. And rest of the things, you know it. You know instance type, you know key pair, you know networking, which VPC, which subnet, autos and public IP address. You know security group, yes or no? You know security group. You know what is the volume, EBS volume, instance type volume, 8 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB. And then you also know the properties like spot instances. These things I will not tell you right now. IAM will come into identity access management topic. But you know, like termination protection, stop instances, CloudWatch monitoring, GPU. When you want to go for graphical process units, you need anything, gaming console, you can enable this one, or data scientist, you need to enable this one. Credit specification, you don't require. Placement group, I'll explain you in the last. Searching. Okay, what is this? What is that? EBS optimization is equal to enable. When you enable, what do you get? You go and change your IOPS to 20,000 server, 20,000, your bandwidth automatically dedicatedly increases. What is this EBS optimization? EBS enables additional dedicated throughput between your EC2 instance and EBS volumes. Is it clear, right? You will get a bandwidth, very, very, very important bandwidth. EBS optimization, here it changed it, that was there. Capacity reservation, you don't require. Tenancy, you want to run it on a dedicated shared environment. Generally go for what is that? Shared by default, don't do anything. And basically kernel ID and all these things are internal to the system. License configuration don't require for Windows, Linux. Linux you don't require. Metadata I explained you, user data I explained you. And then you have what is that? Number of servers 1, 10, 20, what is that? And you click on launch, server get launches. Is it clear what is meant by EC2 instance? I am done with your EC2 instance. Anyone has any questions, please let me know. Please, I recommend you not to go and launch EC2 instance for the next 2 or 3 days. Wait for it because I'm going to start a new service. Is it clear? Is it clear? Fine. So let us go for little bit more depth. Let us go and talk about, like, I would like to go and talk about something which is an opening gates for load balancer. Okay, sir, what is, as I mentioned you, can you tell me, there are, this class is generally, this class is the topic which I'm telling. This is a very, very important topic, sir. No one will explain you this topic. And when I was studying in US with one guy, Chango, I learned all this kind of a concept. Any training, it may be a Python training, DevOps training, AWS training, okay, C# training, okay, any training, whatever I go and provide, I provide this class. This is the basics of the basics you need to know. Okay, can you tell me, as an example, there are two very, very important, I'm using lot of time some words, it is your responsibility to ask that question. None of the people have asked the question. I was talking about latency, network latency. Now what is this latency? To understand this latency, let's talk about very, very important, sir. I am telling you now, how do you get interest? You don't go and explain what is the latency. Latency is waiting less measurements. If you ready like this one, nothing will get in your hand. Believe me. Take some real-time examples, understand what is happening, and let's go for it. I'll tell you a very simple example. And this is a common example across my training, because which is very good to understand. This is nothing but, what is that? This is nothing but Mars. Is it clear? Fine. Now India has sent Chandrayaan-2. Very, very proud moment in India. India has sent a Chandrayaan-2. That Chandrayaan-2 is rotating. It's a satellite. It is rotating around this Mars. Okay. It has taken a pictures of Mars. It has taken a picture. It has taken 2 pictures, sir. Each picture size is, what is the size? Each picture size is 10 MB photo it has taken. Happy? It has taken 10 MB photo, and it is sending back to, what is that? Earth, right? And the satellite is having an internet speed. Internet speed is, what is the internet speed? 100 TB per second. So a photo it is taking and sending it. In how many seconds it reaches Earth? In how many seconds or how many milliseconds? Ultimate instant is 0.1 second or 0. Okay. So if you want to transfer the data from Mars to Earth, right? How many seconds? 0.1. 0.1. It takes 30 minutes. Is it clear? It takes 30 minutes. Now, lot of people come up and say, why 30 minutes? 30 minutes. There is a reason, sir. That's the reason. Please understand latency, the word. The reason why it is taking 30 minutes is most of the people don't go and provide it. Sir, why it is 0.1 second? Why? Because you are thinking it can transfer, what is the speed? So 100 TB is a data. 100 TB of a data 100 TB of data, I can send it in 1 second. At what speed? At what speed? Sir, in internet speed is coming. My lot of people understanding is that self is a speed. What is your internet speed? People will come up and say 100 Mbps, 10 Mbps. That is absolutely wrong word. You are able to say what is meant by 100 Tbps means how much data, water pipeline thickness, how much water you can send. I can send 1000 liters per second. At what speed? No one is considering. Sir, internet speed is also there, right? Internet is traveling. Your data from one system to another system is traveling. Internet data, when you type, right, it is converting into electron and it is traveling. Electron speed is 3 lakhs kilometers per second. Electron speed is equal to the speed of light. What is the speed of light? 3 lakhs kilometers per second. Okay, 3 lakhs kilometers per second is very fast. The distance between Mars and Earth is so far, it is even you travel at the speed of light, 3 lakhs kilometers per second, it will take 30 minutes. Okay, so keep it in your mind. What is the most important thing you need to keep it in your mind? Distance. What is the reason why Elon Musk is dying daily to move it into Mars? Mars, just move it, right? No, Mars is so much far away, sir. If you move at the speed of light, it is taking, what is that? 30 minutes. Tomorrow you have to travel with your own jet. It takes 6 years to travel. And 6 years you need to sit in one room. What will happen to you psychologically? You will be very sad, 6 years, very good, or you'll become mental. In 2 months, 3 months only, you cannot stay in Corona. You have to for 6 years to travel from Earth to. So there are a couple of tests which got failed because of psychological problem. People will become mad, alone, or basically 6 years travel. Is it clear, right? It's not a joke. Distance is a key role. Always keep it in your mind. So distance is a key role. In 1969, 1969, 67, 60, 70, Voyager 1, okay, rocket has been released. Scientists want to check what is the depth of our solar system. In 1970s, people said 1969, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched. They were traveling at 70,000 kilometers per hour from 1969 to now. Now, it is so far away from Earth. If you say hello Voyager, it will take 26 hours to reach it, and then 26 hours to reach back. It has crossed our solar system. It is in interstellar system, and it is providing some mathematical formula. The density of interstellar solar system is something strange. It uses that methodology and sending the data back. It is traveling 70,000 kilometers per hour from Earth daily basis from past 40 years. It is so far away, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. So if scientists want to say, hey, Voyager, it will take 56 hours to reach. Okay, Voyager 1 is so far away, as an example. It is so far away. So Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. So they are going, this is Earth. They launch it to go and explore Voyager 1, Voyager 2, like this one, they want to go for it. And this is our solar system influence. They are right now here. That much far it is there. Interstellar, that means there is no geoforce or anything which will happen. Tomorrow, total solar system is destroyed. That vessel is still alive. Okay, and you want to go to the next star. Actually, they coordinated in such a way that it will go to the next star. Sun is next star. It will take 70,000 more years to reach. If you go at this speed, it will take more 70,000 years. Now you may have a question, sir, how the battery is running here as an example. Battery is not normal battery, it is nuclear. So it has more 33 years or 34 years of battery which will be running in the background. After that one, it will die. Is it clear, right? So if you see here, right, so this is interstellar. So this is Sun, Earth, and Voyager 1 are moving towards something which is completely different. and they will calculate and provide you. So try to understand what I'm trying to explain you. I'm trying to explain you. Lot of people will come up and specify, sir, network latency. When I click on it, my request is very late. One of the important factor is, what is that? Distance. Is it clear, right? Distance as an example is a very, very important factor. And distance, understood, right? Distance, and what is the next one? What is bandwidth, sir? Bandwidth is nothing but pipeline. 100 GB per second. 100 GB means what? Your cable is little bit thicker, where you can send at a time how much data? 100 GB. At what speed? Distance. Distance major role. That is the reason in the olden days your websites are slower. Why? They're not in India, they're in United States. When you click on www.google.com, it has to travel where? United States. And how it will travel? How many satellites? You are in India, and Google server is in United States. How many satellites? When you click on hello google.com, how many satellites it will travel and get back to you? How many satellites? James Bond movie, you have seen it, Roman. When you click on hello, a satellite will take the signal and send it. How many satellite? Answer is, first of all, no satellite itself is used. Don't see James Bond when say like, I click on it, one satellite is taking, this one nothing is taking. Everything is going with the help of internet. Means what is that? C cables. Sir, 1 minute, sir. That means when I say hello, there is a cable from Hyderabad to United States? Yes. Yes. Physical cables? Yes. Okay. Like this. All over the world, cables are traveling like this. All over the world like this. Physically, cables are moving all over the world. Yes, sir. All over the world, inside the sea, the traveling. Your internet is coming like this only. That is the reason whenever you have an earthquake, people will go and repair it, because the cable can break it. You'll have internet problems when the earthquake comes into picture. People will go and keep the wire like this one all over the world. Sir, serious? Yes, sir. And this is an original map. Is it clear? All over the world, people are keeping the cables. So if you are in Hyderabad, you click on google.com. Google.com is present here. So what is the meaning of latency? Is it distance is playing a role? So when you go for it, the request will go here. From there, it will go here. Then it will go here. It will go here. It will go here. Then it will go into here. Then it is traveling here. These points are called as hops. One connect and another gets connected. As an example, internet is all about C cables. Elon Musk came up with a concept called as internet satellites. That is only 3 to 4%. That too, there are a lot of challenges for him. He has to do a lot of gas piping, lot of changes. But here, the world entire. Now you may come up and say, sir, who is providing these cables? They provided contracts across the area. India, from 1960s, 1970s, cables are kept by #1 company in India, Tata Communications. Now there are 3 more companies which they provided Indian government: Reliance and SIFI. These people only provide. In US, AT&T, Verizon. 5-6 companies are there in US. Like this one, area to area, these people will provide internet cables. This is the way you have internet. Is it clear? Is it clear? Internet means, don't assume where is a satellite and anything. Nothing. It is a C cables. And what is the cable speed? 1 TB, 1 GB and everything. Based on that, your data will transfer and everything. And as I said you, internet means what? Public cables. Is it clear, right? Yes, sir. Hmm. See, tsunami comes into picture. This cable broken. But there is not a problem. The request will go through like this one and it will reach. They have kept all those kind of things. They have kept for it. You will see very strong, especially these countries like no one is there, right? My student, okay, that's fine. There were some people from Kenya and everything, like these countries, very poor countries, like what happened one of the poorest country, like this country, what happened, right? You have a ship and you have an anchor and there is a cable and there is one ship and the anchor, they have broken the cable. Total country was not having 24 days or 14 days, no internet. Is it clear? Like, because they have only one cable. Very, very, very fortunate for me. I'm very fortunate. I've taken a photo. I think I'll go and bring it. I've taken a photo when I visited Andaman very recently. Andaman, this sea cable, I went, took the photo. So the cable was available in a bridge like this one through Andaman. I took a photo with my son. So this cable I've taken, a single line basically. In Andaman has a big problem of internet. Only one cable is there. Airtel lightly works and BSNL is the one which works. And in one island, there is no internet only. Neil Island, there is no internet in Andaman. Yes, sir. That is the reason you are getting charges. No, sir. Internet bill. Uh, yes, but those things are taken internally. Tata Communication pays some amount to India and other people like Airtel. Airtel has their own cables. No, Airtel uses Tata Communication cables and they pay it. Once they get the profit, Tata will provide to Indian government. So it's all the business. We don't need to know more about it, but just understand how the internet works. Internet means don't think about something. Internet is all about network cables only, but cable through underlying sea cables and all those kind of things. Don't expect internet will be a satellite one. That's a different, very costly, not required right now. No. It is completely. This is the real map, and it is estimated in 2028, as per Jeff Bezos, Amazon owner. These cables will double up. When COVID came into picture, internet was most of the places were blocked. What is the reason? It cannot sustain today's capacity. Now they are increasing, so it's a good time to invest in Tata Communication for next 5 years as a stock. Are you able to understand, right? It will increase because you need a lot of internet to withstand the people what we require. Internet in the form of cables. Now Elon Musk will come up and shall come up with the satellites. I don't care, but we need internet. Is it clear, right? So those kind of things will come into picture. Hope you understood a very, very important concept called as all these things are there. EBS optimization means what? What is the meaning of this one? You need a thick pipeline. Thick pipeline is called as bandwidth. Don't think like if you go for a thick pipeline, your data will be fast. You should also think about what is that? Distance. Distance is lesser, faster. Clear? I'll sign off right now, guys. Fine. So please don't go and create EC2 instance. Wait for it. Tomorrow onwards, load balancer topic will come. Okay? Okay, guys. Thank you.